Hi, this is Sharon Weinstein. How many generations do you have within your workplace? Chances are that there are now 5 or more. Regardless of the industry that you're in, there can be representatives from multiple generations working in your space. Think about it. Each generation brings unique values to the workplace, and managers and leaders who understand, communicate, motivate, train, and retain multiple generations simultaneously are highly sought throughout the business community. You're one of those leaders, aren't you? Let's look at those 5 generations, knowing that there will be more. Traditionalists. A growing number of seasoned workers have postponed retirement to return to work. Think about how they were raised. A typical traditionalist was told to be seen and not heard, was held to the rule of the road or household, and was goal-driven. I say typical because I, for one, was not typical. There were no rules in my house growing up. Along with my siblings, we raised ourselves. And yes, we were goal-driven, although each of our respective goals were definitely different. What makes them tick? Comfortable with conformity, they may be concerned about not pulling their weight due to lack of familiarity with technology. They may have the proverbial 10-year-old in their lives who can bring them up to par. How do you motivate and reward them? Known for loyalty and a willingness to help others, they are motivated by job titles and corresponding compensation. Positive feedback and performance reviews drive loyalty. And how do you ensure that they're not left behind? They may find today's workplace too casual and less formal. Provide opportunities for face-to-face conversations and recognize that they still pick up the phone. Engage them by recognizing their knowledge and experience. Offer internal mentorship programs that allow the traditionalists to share the wisdom. Now let's look at baby boomers, a tireless group of workers who are not risk averse. What makes them tick? They're incredibly ambitious and understand self-worth. And how do you motivate and reward them? The boomers value career ambition and financial success. Thus, the concept of work-life integration is a challenge. They enjoy insight into opportunities for career development. This willingness to assume risk allows them to serve in higher level positions and to share knowledge, skills, and abilities. Status symbols and promotions motivate the boomers. They tend to take performance reviews as a necessary evil. To ensure that they're not left behind, think about group decision-making. Rigid management styles do not work to their advantage. Many are high achievers and willing to work long hours. Remember that they enjoyed status as the dominant generation in terms of numbers for quite some time, and they are accustomed to shaping the workplace. The boomers use a guarded communication style and are commanding thinkers and great leaders. They are thinking ahead and appreciate flexible working conditions, added benefits, and for some, retirement or preferment options. What's preferment? Preferment is remaining on the job as long as they like and not seeking an early retirement. It is their preference that drives their productivity. And now Gen X. They work to live as opposed to live to work. What makes them tick? They may have grown up taking care of themselves, either because both parents were working or they were raised by a single parent or caregiver. Gen Xers may be the typical latchkey kid, one who returns to an empty house after school because their parents are away at work. They may have seen their parents struggle with layoffs and downsizing and question loyalty or job security. They adapt well to change and value an informal work environment. In addition, they may take risks and move on to new jobs frequently. Gen Xers look for greater freedom and fun in the workplace. To motivate them, remember that they place a high value on work-life balance. They manage their time carefully, adapting their schedules to accommodate what matters, including family, passions, and other interests. Gen Xers are direct and open to feedback. They are highly collaborative, so give them a chance to shine. To ensure that they're not left behind as a leader or a manager, give them the space they need and autonomy to act and or propose solutions and strategies. Remember that they were at the forefront of the shift from analog to digital technology and adapt readily. Use these skill sets to your advantage. Gen Y or millennials. affectionately known as echo boomers, this generation came of age with baby boomer parents. Technology, education, and a global mindset are characteristics of the Gen Y or millennial who cannot imagine life without the internet. They are the first generation with little or no expectation of retiring with the company they started with, or even with the next 2 or 3 companies they work for. What makes them tick? Millennials are often seen as opportunists. They may learn from you before moving on to the next offer, putting their newly acquired talents to better use. With an average job tenure between 6 and 18 months, they are costly to acquire, train, wash, rinse, and repeat. How do you motivate and retain them? Millennials grew up being told how fabulous they are. Purpose-driven, they want feedback and may need additional time for reaffirmation of value. Communication is a must. If the job you described is far from reality, they will be gone. Be sure that the job description, interview, and onboarding process are in alignment and reflect what was understood. How do you ensure that they're not left behind? Offer mentoring and coaching either one-on-one or in a group. They expect their manager to foster their professional development, so go ahead and inspire them. If left unchallenged, they'll pick up their skill sets and take it to another organization. At that point, it is you as the leader who is left behind. The millennial is an innovator, an ideator, seeking better ways to make things happen. Their unique ability to automate and improve processes is an incredible asset. And now let's go to Gen Z. Gen Z has rapidly adapted toward technology. They have grown up with cell phones and email and are used to constant and instant connectivity. Many of Gen Zs have lived through their parents losing jobs, businesses, or homes during the Great Recession, and they may consider greater fiscal frugality approaches in decision-making. Therefore, they may have characteristics similar to those of the traditionalists. What makes them tick? While salary is the most important factor in deciding on a job, Gen Z values salary less than every other generation. When given the option of accepting a better paying but boring job versus more interesting work that doesn't pay as well, Gen Z is fairly evenly split over the choice. How do you attract them to the workplace? They are the most racially and ethnically diverse generation in US history. Attract them with gender-neutral language in job postings and offering candidates the opportunity to choose their preferred gender, including non-binary options. As an employer, you'll need to highlight your efforts to be good global citizens. Remember that actions speak louder than words, so demonstrate your commitment to a broader set of societal challenges, such as sustainability, climate change, and hunger. How to ensure that they're not left behind? Gen Z knows and likes tech. They want to work in the tech field. They are the true digital natives. They also like face-to-face communication when getting manager feedback. A fulfilling work environment is one that will allow them to feel connected, teach them how to manage their own projects, to run with it, and to learn from it. Give them a voice. They need to share their ideas and feel heard, and give them room to grow, to ideate, to work on passion projects, and to reap the rewards of an inclusive work environment. There is no doubt that a multi-generational workforce is more flexible and encourages input from many team members. They are innovative and creative, leaving no one and nothing behind. Isn't that what we all need and want? A workforce that is collaborative, promotes ideation, and recognizes its members. I feel that way, and I'll bet you do too.